What's going on, guys? It's KJ. I'm filming this a day after I made the video about to watch, and it was at night. So if I say stuff about having a great rest of your night, that's what I mean. And it's Thanksgiving today, so happy Thanksgiving to y'all. Hope you have a great day, and hope you enjoy the video. See y'all. What's going on, guys? It's KJ. Welcome back to the YouTube Sound Ministry, episode 5 today. Sorry for the late upload. Been a little bit busy recently. Been posting some stuff on my TikTok. You should definitely go check it out. Link's gonna be in the description to my TikTok page. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about lust. And so I really just want to jump straight into it because lust is such an important conversation to have, especially towards the young men of faith that want to be closer with God, that struggle with lust. Also, I got new glasses. You might see the reflection from my computer and my notes. I apologize in advance. Just had to get these. But yeah, let's get right into it. So let's do it. So first thing we need to talk about is what is lust, all right? So lust is an intense, often fleeting physical and sexual desire that stimulates the brain's reward system with dopamine, reinforcing the feeling of pleasure and motivation. So tone it down, I know it's a little bit of a technical way. Pretty much it's the feeling of it's a sexual feeling pretty much. That like, oh, I really want to be close with this person, or like, stuff like that. And lusting over them also comes into wanting someone for the wrong reason. That also comes into play in relationship and other stuff. So stuff that we realize with lust is that men struggle with it the most. And so the reason men struggle with it more than women, it's not really a biblical reason, it's simply a scientific reasoning of the human body. It's because they have higher average testosterone levels and social conditioning that promotes sexual dominance and a tendency for men to separate emotional connections from sexual activity. And it's unfortunate because especially in nowadays day and age, how men are talked about badly, this certainly doesn't help men's case in any way. But something that men deal with, and there's not an excuse for it at all. There's never an excuse for lust in the world or anything like that. So verses that talk about lust, we're going to be looking at 3 different verses and talk about each of them. So we're looking at Matthew 5:28. It's going to be up on the screen right here. And it says, "But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart." And that is insane. By just looking at a woman differently, or even for women looking at a man differently than how they're supposed to, looking at them lustfully, you've already committed adultery. And you could think that adultery is like cheating on your loved one or something like that. Nuh-uh. Just looking at them lustfully already makes you commit adultery. So you might be in a perfect, healthy relationship with your spouse, right? And you look at someone lustfully or something like that. Adultery isn't just cheating on your wife, like with just going out sleeping with another person or something like that. It's also looking bad at another person, another female, even at your own spouse, right? So next verse we're going to look at is 1 John 2 verse 16, and it says, "For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eye and pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world." That's why the phrase "do whatever your heart desires," the Lord never told you to do that. Lord never told you to do that. Do you know why? Because pride, lust, all that, it's from the world. It's not from God. So go follow what your heart desires. That doesn't mean go out and do whatever you want. That's complete opposite of what it means. All right? Because the Lord doesn't tell you that. He tells you to follow him. Do you know why? Because these things that I just read are not from the Father. They are from the world and the world only. The Lord does not condone lust, nor pride, or any other sinful acts. The world built those up, and that's why they are in the world today. Last verse we're going to look at is 1 Corinthians 6:18. And it says, "Flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits outside of the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body." All right. So the Lord tells us to flee from sexual immorality, because simply sexual immorality just builds a bad relationship with family, with friends, with your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it may be, and it kind of separates you from Christ a little bit. It does. All sin separates you from Christ. That's why it's amazing that He was willing to lay Himself down for us. That's why it's amazing that He was able to do that for us and give us eternal life. All right. So overall, what these verses talk about, they talk about lust being adultery, as we talked about, and sexually immoral, like it says in 1 Corinthians. It says it makes you live for the world rather than for God, which, that's unfortunately something that a lot of people deal with nowadays, is living for the world, and they'd rather be 1 foot in and 1 foot out than be all in on Christ. And that's kind of what lust definitely pulls people towards. So love is a strange emotion. It is ever evolving, and love is something completely different. And so with time, one realizes that love and togetherness are two different things. Very few people are lucky enough to experience two emotions together. And Randy Puda said that. It's a quote from Randy Puda. So how do you limit it? How do you limit lust in your life? That's the main part I want to get to. And you just got to accept that you can't get rid of it. You can't see lust and run the other direction, because lust is going to meet you right back in the middle again. You can't get rid of it. It's always going to come back up. And that's the unfortunate part. But it says in 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, He will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. All right, and then it says in Psalm 119, verse 31, turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways. Both those verses talking about the overcoming of lust and how to really look away from it, right? So Psalm 119 talks about turning your eyes from all those worthless things and looking at Christ, looking straight at Him. All right, because when you turn your life to Christ, it says in the book of Proverbs to trust in the Lord with all your heart, do not lean on your own understanding, all your ways acknowledge Him, He will make your path straight. It's one of my favorite Bible verses, and it's true. It's true. If you just keep your eyes on the Lord, not chasing the worthless things of the world, He will make a curvy path that you may be walking, a straight path. And it's amazing to think about. So the overall message when it comes to this is that we have a forgiving God that will always be there with us. Trust Him and do not leave yourself away from Him. He is the only one who can keep your path straight, as we talked about. And as it says in Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. I encourage you all, if y'all are battling with lust or anything like that, you make the little things, you make the small steps to help limiting it. Once again, you're never going to get rid of it. That's the unfortunate part. It's just the realization and the conviction of it that will help you move forward and hopefully make your relationship stronger with God, and also with the people around you that lust may be affecting you with. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Glad to be back making videos for y'all. Episode 6, not sure when it's gonna be coming out, but it should be coming out relatively soon. I got a special video coming up with one of my guys. My cousin actually is gonna be joining the channel here soon, making a video about something very important, and that's biblical relationships. So tune into that. Not sure what video it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be a banger. I can tell you that much. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. They're gonna be popping up right around here. But yeah, hopefully, keep on rolling these out, and follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and keep your relationship close with God, guys. God will guide you, all you guys right. I promise you that. Y'all have a blessed rest of your night. Peace out.